Greetings, humans. My name is Guy Royce, and welcome to Redis Alive. Today, I'm going to do something kind of fun and different. I'm going to play with tech. I'm going to do basically a reaction video, right? But not really. What I'm going to do is I've been looking at this new tool called Bun. If you haven't heard, Bun is it's a replacement for Node and for Deno and other JavaScript runtimes. And the idea behind Bun is that it's stupid fast and works with lots of things. And so I thought, I've spent like half an hour, maybe a half an hour, reading the Bun documentation, which is just, the website. And I watched a Fireship video on it. And that's my sum total of my knowledge of Bun. And so I'm going to live here on the Redis YouTube channel and on Twitch, install Bun on my MacBook and see if I can get it talking to Redis using Node Redis. I'm hoping that works because, gosh, that'd be embarrassing if it didn't. And so this is a little bit of me reacting to just, hey, let's check out this Bun thing and see how it works, and sort of just play with this thing and see what it does. So, yeah, that's what my plan is today. So how about I get started? Let me show you my screen here. We've got, here we go. There we go. So we've got the Bun website. It's at bun.sh. It's a fast all-in-one JavaScript runtime. It actually is, the way it's fast, I am told by reading the documentation, is that it does two things. One, it's using it's not using V8, it's using the JavaScript engine as part of Safari, which apparently is faster. And it's using, behind the scenes, it's written in Zig, which actually a good friend of mine is very much involved in the Zig community, former Redis alum. So those are things that make Bun fast. We're going to install it here. And so it says to install that you use curl. So let's do that. And I will get over here to a terminal. And let's just see what happens when we install. Hopefully this doesn't take a long time because it could be a very boring stream. So it's curling the thing, it's installing it, and that's it. Okay, bun-help. Let's see if it actually installed. Oh, I'm just going to exit my terminal and restart it. That should do the trick. It works my Z shell, but bun-help. Hey, so Bun is installed. Well, that was pretty painless, wasn't it? Let's get my code, my streaming, and then it's Bun and Node Redis. Cool. Well, thanks for watching my stream, everyone. Okay, so we got Bun installed, and it talks all these things about all these things that it does, how it works. It's using Zig. Here's how to install. Here is sort of a hello world. So let's try the hello world. I'm just going to copy pasta that. So this is exporting default an object, and that object has a port and it has a fetch, and it returns a new response. Welcome to Bun. I think what this should do, my understanding from reading the documentation here, this is a built-in HTTP server, and I should be able to just hit port 3000 and then get that welcome to Bun message, get that hello world. That's what it says right there. So let's try it. Let's go ahead, and I've got a code environment set up already here. We'll do a new file, we'll call it http.js, and we will embiggen this a little bit. Paste that very advanced and sophisticated code there. Get rid of the semicolons because I don't like semicolons. And let's open up a terminal. New terminal here. And what's the command? It's bun run and server name, file name. Yeah, bun run. That's kind of fun to say. http.js. Let's see if this works. It's doing a thing. It hasn't announced anything, but I suspect it's doing a thing. Let's see. Let's go to localhost 3000. Welcome to Bun. Hey, it worked. Well, so far the experience has been seamless. Haven't done anything particularly interesting yet, but the experience has been seamless. So, cool. Let's see what else Bun can do besides have very simple web servers. There's Bun run, Bun install, Bun whip test. Yeah. Replace npm run with bun run. It's hard for me not to want to say bum run. It's like we're going to bum rush this thing. Bun install. Okay. Is there a way to do like with npm? You would do an npm init when you're creating a project. I'm guessing there's probably something comparable to that with Bun. Let's go. This is sort of just the get started, quick start kind of thing, but there is a GitHub page here that tells us more about Bun. So let me embiggen this so that you all can read it. We've done the install. That's fine. And that's a big table of contents, which you can just ignore. This is what I just did. They're doing it here with TypeScript, which is way fancy. Donut day, why Bun? Oh God, a donut sounds amazing. All I've had today has been eggs and summer sausage. Let's see what's going on here. So TypeScript supports built-in. That's pretty cool. So I should be able to let's try that. Let's try the TypeScript support. We're going to check out the TypeScript report by renaming our .js file to .ts file. And boom, now it's TypeScript. And then we'll hit Control-C and then see if that still works. It's not complaining, so that's always a good sign. And go to localhost 3000 again. Yeah, well, let's change this. And now in TypeScript. Hot swap? No, nothing, not that fancy. Not yet. Go ahead and rerun that, refresh the page, and now I'm hitting the TypeScript version. So that's kind of fun. I see there's a couple more comments here. Felipe is asking, what is the best way to keep my Redis search database up to date with our primary database? Well, I'm going to give you the party line here, and then I'm going to say that it's not quite the topic what I want to talk about today, but a little bit of the party line here is that you should just use Redis as your database, and then you don't have to worry about it. But if you don't want to do that, and there's lots of good architectural reasons to do that. Yeah, exactly, Captain Codeman. Make it the primary database. There are reasons that you may not want to do that. And the best way to do that is kind of a big question. It's really a matter of how do you know when your data changes, right? If you find yourself asking questions like, hey, whenever my database changes, I need to make sure I update Redis. You're kind of using Redis as your primary database anyhow, and you could probably just save money by getting rid of the other database. But it's a big question, and I need to know a lot more about your situation to answer it very well. And hello there, Candy Tree. Welcome to the stream. Thanks everyone for watching. Well, I've got Bun to do a thing. Let's see what else we can do with Bun. So it's claiming that it's fast. This is kind of a match made in heaven, isn't it? Bun is fast, Redis is fast. They should go together. I remember looking through here, and there was like a Bun create command, and so you can create like React projects and stuff like that, just like off the cuff. Let's see what happens when I type Bun create. I think if you do that, it'll give you a list of the types of things it can create. You can create a blank project. Discord interactions, so I could create a Discord bot with Bun. That's fun. Hono, I'm actually not familiar with Hono. Next, so it'll do a Next.js and a React app, and you can also give it a Git repo. So if you got some sort of templated thing there, so I'm going to do a Bun create. I'm going to delete my little server first. Like, let's go to the browser and do this, or not the browser, the code editor. So let's remove my little HTTP server here, and we'll just do Bun create. And what were my options again? blank. What does that do? Creates a folder called blank. Okay, cool. I'm going to remove that because I want to do it in the current directory. I want to see if that'll work. So we'll go ahead and get rid of the blank folder and just see if I can do dot. No, it won't let you do that. Or wait. Blank dot. That's what I wanted it to do. So cool. So I've got some files here. Let's look around and see what it's generated for us. We've got a node modules folder here. That's fine. We've got an index.js, which says hello world. We've got a bun.lockb, which looks like it's a binary file. Maybe. I'm guessing that's the lock file for the package JSON. It's got a package JSON here. That looks familiar. And we've got, is that font big enough for everyone? Let me make it a little bit bigger. It looks really tiny on my monitor, but like on my view of the StreamYard thing. Okay, yeah, thanks, Numa. That's appreciated. By the way, I'm sure you're aware of this, but that is the name of a Roman king. So awesome name. I actually have a friend who has a cat that he names after Roman leaders, and so he has had a cat named Piso, and one named Sulla, which turned out to be a girl, so they changed her name to Sally. And he has a cat named Numa that he calls Numa the Clawgiver. So, we got a package JSON, and we got a TypeScript config, which is giving me a color for a reason. I'm not sure why. Not going to worry about that too much. But I've got an index.js, so I should be able to do stuff in here. Let's take that little sample web server code that they showed here, the TypeScript file, and put that code in here. How would I do that if I run that file? If I do export default? If I just do an npm, let's go ahead and get rid of hello world. If I do an npm start, will that just work? npm run, maybe? I don't have a run task set up, so not npm, bun run. No scripts in package JSON found. So can I do a bun start? And no script start. Numo is the name of your druid in WoW, so that's fitting. Okay. Okay, this is okay. It doesn't know what request is, but it's also. I mean, I can do bun run index dot. Actually, I'm kind of surprised in a way that the package JSON didn't come. You know, like you've got this sort of ready to go thing, and it doesn't do anything. I kind of would have thought it would at least started with a, like if I go back to the console.log world and from that blank project, it should do a thing, right? Let's see. I probably need to add the run task in there, is what it is. Well, let's see what all can I do there. So it'd be bun -x help. Well, what I really should do, honestly, is I probably should try to do a bun install. Not bin install, bun install. That's going to be a common typo, isn't it? Bun install Redis. Did it actually just install Node Redis that quickly? or am I doing bun install wrong? Do you usually use the VS Code terminal or just for streaming? Normally when I'm working, like actually writing software, I don't use the VS Code terminal. I mean, I usually have it there because it's kind of easy, but lots of times it's taking up screen space. But I've got 3 monitors, so I'll put a terminal on one monitor and then I'll use VS Code on another. And so just to make it a little easier so I can see more stuff at once. Let's read the documentation here. Let's see if we can fumble through here, because the bun install didn't do what I thought it was going to do. Using bun as a package manager. Oh, it's bun add. Okay, so bun install looks at the package JSON and installs what's in the package JSON. Bun add adds a thing. Okay, so we want to do bun add Redis. There we go. Now we got Redis Node Redis 4.2.0. And then now on our index in here, we should be able to say, let's get this terminal down here a little bit. We should be able to say import create client from, that would be from Redis. And since I'm a big cheater and I always cheat, I'm not going to go out and I'm just going to copy this code here. So then I'm going to create a client, get rid of all those pesky semicolons, log a little error if there's an error, log a little error, do a little dance, get down tonight. Don't worry. I actually don't have a good answer to your question. I'm not super familiar with Redis Edge anyhow, so I don't have a good answer for you. But if you want to ask around, we do have a Discord server where you can ask questions like that, and have someone a little more knowledgeable than me on Redis Edge can help answer that. So we connect, and then once we're connected, then boom, we've got a Redis client. So get you a Redis client, do Redis things. And then we can say hello. We'll say set name is Numa. We'll select you, Numa. Numa, I choose you. And they'll get name, and then we can say instead of hello world, we can say hello. And we'll not call that value, we'll call that name. And we'll see if we can get this to do a thing. Okay. This is not the most brilliant code that I've ever written, but it should prove out the idea of whether we can use bun to run Redis. But before we do that, we need it to actually run things, and we don't have it doing that yet. I mean, I know I'm pretty sure I can do bun run source / index source / index.js. It's possible this may not work. This could be a very short stream. Because I don't know that anyone's tried using Node Redis on bun yet. And the fact that it got cannot find package TLS is perhaps not an encouraging sign. I know that bun is super beta, super new, and it doesn't support all of the node things yet. And so it's possible this won't work. But I'm not convinced that the way I did this is actually, let's do this. Let's see if I can get the console log anything. We'll just do the hello world first. We'll go hola mundo. I don't know how to type the upside down exclamation point. Is it Oh well, we'll do it in Spanglish. Okay, so that runs it, but I kind of want to do. Is there a way to do like a bun run? Yeah, there was a bun run. Yeah, so in here in the package JSON, I need to add a section, and we'll add a start. And I guess this will just be bun run source/index.js. I guess that's kind of doing the same thing, isn't it? I feel like there's a better way to do that. Okay, so one of the things I remember reading in the documentation is if you have a bunch of scripts here, like we got start and another start script, like say no really start and bish bash bosh, and then if you do bun run, it will give you a list of all the scripts you have available, which is kind of a nice little thing because in Node, in NPM, it was always just if you don't provide anything, it just doesn't do it, right? That's right, Mephilich. The 3 most hated characters in this world, TLS. So if we do bun run start, it does run it. Okay. So let's get rid of our Olamundo here and bring back some code here and see if we get the same error, which I'm almost positive we will, because we haven't really done anything differently other than changed how we invoke this. Okay. Cannot find package TLS from user code streaming. Do I have to install TLS separately? I didn't think I would need to. Is that a GitHub, Captain Codeman? Is that a GitHub comment on Node Redis or on Bun or what? I kind of want to go look at this. So if I'd seen that 20 hours ago, 2 hours ago, I wouldn't have done this as a topic on a stream. The thing is I strictly speaking don't need TLS for what I'm doing. That's on the Bun repo. Okay. Because I shouldn't really need TLS specific. I'm not using TLS in my particular problem, right? So it's mildly annoying that it's requesting that I have that. I told you, donut time. That's right. It might be beer 30 instead, Mephilich. I mean, by default, the connection to Redis does not use any sort of transport layer security at all. It's in the clear. And so when I'm in my code here, I'm not providing a connection string, but if I were to provide a connection string on the create client, unless I do Redis s:// on that, I'm not using TLS. And so, I mean, I could see it as being a dependency, but I would have expected the error to come at a runtime point, but it's happening in a Node modules Redis client socket.js. So, this could be the shortest stream ever. I do wonder, I could go deeper and bypass Redis. And actually, you know what I'm going to try? I have 2 thoughts burbling in my brain. One is that I could just go down and access Redis from a REST protocol level instead. That's pretty low level, not super practical. but it's kind of neat. I've done that from C before, but it's been like 2 years. And so I haven't really looked at the REST protocol in quite some time. The other option, I think I'm going to kick the tires on, is let's look at IO Redis. I suspect it's going to do the same thing, but let's try it. And then I haven't used IO Redis in a while since Node Redis started supporting promises, but maybe. And Mefalich has got a question here. What if you use DOM socket? I don't think it'll matter because it's the because I don't get very well. Yeah, I'm not using anything TLS and it still picked it up. And I don't think it. Well, here's another thing we can try. Let's find out which line of code it's happening on. I suspect happening here. Yeah, it's happening on the initial call to create client. So the create client is just you can do that. So let's poke it to IO Redis. I haven't used IO Redis in a bit. I suspect it's going to give us the same error. And then if that doesn't work, then I'm going to see if I can find some like lowbrow Node Redis client written in a Node that doesn't support TLS, and see if that'll work. Because in principle, I mean, socket layer should work. We should be able to make something work here. So here's IO Redis. I really like their GitHub better. So it's a github.com/ I think it's /IO Redis. Yeah, there it is. So import Redis from IO Redis. And I don't want to screenshot the copy and paste from. That's not how I do things. So we'll do this. We'll copy that, and then we'll do a get set. We'll start with that. See how far we get. So import IO Redis, of course, and I should be able to import Redis from IO Redis. It's this probably, not sure. It's requiring that. Yeah, so it's just going to be the top level object. And then we just create a new one, and that should go to localhost. And then it's redis.set. So here we're calling redis.set. Name Numa. And we'll just await that. Technically, we don't need to. But we will. And then we'll say redis.get. And that returns a promise as well that resolves to the value in the name field. And then we'll see if that works. Let's see what happens now. Could not resolve DNS. Maybe you need to bun install. Bun install sounds way too much like uninstall. Nope. Let's do a bun add DNS and see what happens. Maybe that'll. No, that's not looking good. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of Redis there. I bet you DNS is a node package that hasn't been added to Bun yet. So that's not looking good either. But I betcha IO Redis is probably taking, I think the default value for the URL is localhost :6379. And so if I give it an IP address, maybe it won't invoke We'll invoke that. It looks like it says, we'll see. It's worth a shot. And we'll go with 127.0.0.1. There's no place to post. Let's try that. Now it's still the same error. Okay, so IO Redis won't work either. Well, let's go spelunking. So we're going to go out to that wonderful bastion of everything Redis, redis.io. And we'll go to get started. And go to clients. And we'll go to we'll go to Node.js, I guess. Yeah. There's Node Redis, IO Redis. There's Redis. I've never looked at that. Handy Redis, fast. So there's a bunch of Redis Node implementations here. Who knows how old some of these things are? The only ones I've ever used is Node Redis and IO Redis. Well, let's take a look at Redis. It's got a heart, which means Salvatore probably liked it. Let's check it out. It looks like it hasn't been touched much in a couple of years. Could mean it works. Who knows? They're using Yarn. Let's give it a shot. What's the worst that could happen? Fun, add Redis. And then we just need Redis. We don't need a Redis pool. So we'll do a gold import. Import Redis. And then we don't need authorization because we are secure. So we'll create our Redis instance. There's the pool. There's a TLS version. This is probably gonna give me the same error, isn't it? And there's a get set. That will be perfect. That. Do Redis things. A set. And named Numa again. You are forever enshrined Numa in this video. And then Redis.get name. And it looks like that just returns the const name equals that. Pesky semicolons. Let's see what this does. Yeah, it's doing the TLS thing. So, well, crap. Well, I rolled the dice when I decided to do this as a topic for the stream today, to see if we could do Redis with Bun. Looks like it's not going to work. I've tried 3 libraries and none of them work yet. They're the top 3. They're the loved libraries here on this thing here, on the Redis.io. I could go down into the RESP layer, but I don't know what's Bun say about in here. They mentioned what supports they have for Node. FS, path, and process from Node are partially implemented. But I'm guessing any kind of socket IO probably is working just fine. Any kind of TCP layer. It looks like yeah. I don't know. I haven't done any socket IO in Node ever at that low level. I don't know that I want to go down that path or not. This might just be a short stream. There's bun right. Huh. Well, so far, bun looks pretty cool, but I can't use it to do Redis things. And so, Captain Codeman, you said there was a GitHub issue, right? Let's take a look. 245 issues. People are excited. There's a GitHub issue on here. I could search this way. There. Yep. Oh wow. So does that mean if there's no DNS implemented, that means that I can't do things like resolve web servers and stuff like that because I can't resolve the domain name? Does that mean that I can't resolve IP addresses too? Yeah, there's the okay, yeah. So, and if we go to here for TLS, Bun's roadmap. That's what I want to see. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking too. It's like I was able to hit a web server. I mean, it's implementing server. I mean, you can create Next.js projects and React projects. It's got to be able to do something on a server. Well, let's just try some straight up socket.io. Maybe that'd be a good place to start, right? Whoa, that's big. There we go. I have not done nodejs.org. And I want to go to the docs. And I want to do, we're using, that's the one. I think I'm using 16. What version of Node am I using? I'm not using Node. God, it is so ingrained, isn't it? I've been using Node for like a decade now, and so it's just so ingrained in my head. I'm guessing it's the net module. Let's just see if I could do a. That's good to know. That's fantastic. I'm glad that it works with Nuxt. I haven't done. There's like Nuxt, Next, and I think there's Nest as well. And I've only looked at Next.js a little bit. I haven't really had much time to do anything with it. Let's take a look here. This should have a. What I really need to do is look for just a node socket example. It's got to be doing something over the network. Though I was able to literally hit this thing with a web browser. Node socket client example. This we'll do the Googles. That is 2020. I don't want web sockets. I want sockets. Looking at dates here. This one's 2021. That probably should be pretty current. I think that's a helpful sign. I mean, I don't think it's going to help with my particular problem, but I don't care about Express or any. Oh, this is actually socket.io. That's not sockets. Never mind. An 11-year-old Stack Overflow article. No. Socket.connect. Thank you. Thank you, sir. And the nice sign-in button just gave everyone my personal email, so that's always a bonus, right? And I can open that over there, drag it over here. If this is Rick rolls me, I'm going to be seriously upset, Captain Code Man. Motivational boost, that's the term, exactly. Yeah, let's just get the raw code here. Copy pasta, bring that into here. I'm going to, in my package JSON, I'm going to remove all these dependencies I've added here because they're not doing anything. And then we'll do a bun install. And bun install, remove the packages I removed from package JSON. So that's very nice. Let's see, it says it right there. And it did it in 13 milliseconds. That's a Redis time there. Actually, Redis time would be less than that because it's sub-millisecond, right? Okay. So we require net. I think this is going to be import net from net. Like that. It's using tabs. How dare they? So this is going to create a little echo server. This is going to be a listening server, not a connecting server. Here's the client. Okay, I want the client. So let's get rid of the server. Go for the client. New net socket. Import leet. That comment there. So import net. Create a socket client. Connect to 6379 on localhost. And I guess we'll just use the callback here. That's perfectly fine. And then we're not going to write anything out yet. I just want to see does that even work. And we'll just say on data, on close. npm run, npm bun run, start. Like that. Undefined is not a constructor, so it's not importing the thing the way I want here. I shouldn't have to install this, right? Let's look at the example that's it's requiring net, and it's saying net create server, requiring net.socket. Let's call this net again. Let's just console.log net. Go all the way down to the very, very basics. To the bottom of things. That is not what I expected. This might be, this could be an old example. What's the date on this thing here? It's 28 days ago. Well, that's not an old example. That's a good thought, Captain Codeman. Import from NodeNet. See if it does a thing. We're just getting function. I mean, it's importing a thing, which is interesting. Let's look at the Node.js docs, right? And we'll go to the docs there and go to the API reference documentation, and we'll look for net. Net is net.socket options. Let's go to the root of this. It should be yeah, net equals require node :net. But I mean, either way, it's working, right? Well, I'm not in a web browser, so it's not quite the same thing. I'm literally trying to do a TCP socket because I want to connect to Redis. So I can't use a WebSocket to connect to Redis. Do I need to call create connection? I don't think so. I think it's, I mean, I think you just create a new socket. Well, let's scroll down here. Class net socket. It is returned by net.create connection. We can try net.create connection. Find the documentation for that. But the thing is I'm getting these IP things back instead, which I think is the. I mean, do I have to specify? I mean, maybe I just need. I mean, is IPv4. What happens when I call that function? Let's just see what happens, I guess. It says no. That's not what it's supposed to be saying. That returns 0. Is IPv6. False. The problem isn't in being able to bolster. It's not that it needs. The problem isn't that I can't use WebSockets. The problem is that WebSockets are not TCP sockets, and so a WebSocket is not going to talk to Redis over TCP. It just doesn't do that. So that's at least I don't think Redis has a WebSocket mechanism that it listens on. It just listens on TCP. And so that it's not gonna. It would be fun to see what happens when we try WebSockets with Bun, but it's not going to get me to Redis. And yeah, Captain Codeman, you're saying see if create connection can be imported is a thing, and I mean I'm getting net. I should be able to do like sockets, create connection. Both of those should import from Node.net, but I know what's going to happen is they're going to come back as null. Wait. Or they're going to come back as undefined. Yeah. This is what exploring new technology looks like. Yeah, the problem is I can't. It just create connection is undefined. It's not. I can't even get to the point where I can import these things. No worries. No worries at all. Boaster. It's you know, I'm going lower level, but I'm frustrated here that importing Node.net from Bun isn't doing what I think it should do. I wonder. Well, one of the things Bun talked about is that it had like lower level, like it knows what HTTP is already. I wonder if there's a wonder if they've got a lower level, like it has fetch built in. So like from a server side thing, I can call fetch and then hit a URL. Like I should be able to call fetch and then retrieve like a simple web page. And I wonder if it's got other socket connector thingamahoochies that do that. Okay, Bun with TypeScript, not implemented yet. Actually, WebSocket servers aren't implemented yet. Here's a reference to socket there. And that's C++ bindings and Zig stuff. So what's this here? Bun.write. Bun.write lets you write copy or pipe files automatically using the fastest system calls compatible with the input platform. So you give it destination, which is string a number, file blob, an input, which is the data, and it returns a promise. And you can so bun.write output text hello world, log a file to standard out. That's kind of fun. We could just go fetch example.com and write it to a file locally called index.html. But I'm not seeing any socket stuff. I mean, obviously, it's got to be able to talk to TCP because they got a SQLite module here. So it's got to be doing something. I don't want to use SQLite. That would be apocryphal. And apocryphal is the wrong word. Come on, get past this stuff here. Let's just Google it. Bun socket IO. Socket read write. TCP socket. There we go. Nope. Bun Node net. Net's such a generic word, it's not really going to find anything. That is really, really annoying. Let's go to the Bun's GitHub page. It's github.com. I think it's Bun. Yeah. That's the easy way to get there. Let's look in the issues and look for net. It's in the roadmap. It says it's compatible with the net module. Or no, it's not. That's not checked off yet. Oh, this is Windows support. I don't care about Windows. It's interesting. It's interesting that this is this. Why is this so hard? Why is this so hard? I really don't need the TS config since I'm just doing JavaScript. Let's get rid of that. Yeah, I mean, it does. Is it working for you in Bun? So you're doing a require instead of an import. So maybe rnet equals require net. And then log net. Let's see what we get here. Maybe it's because I want to use import. That return. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's what it looked like too. Well, this is turning out to be a bit of a bust, isn't it? Well, I can't do socket connections. And I can't do TLS. I think this was premature. It's still worth checking out. I think Bun has got a lot of potential. Anything that improves performance in the JavaScript space is always of value. Anything that improves performance in general is of value. And I'm going to be paying close attention to this as time goes by to see how soon it can be. There's I've got now these two things I've been watching now. Well, I've got one thing I've been watching for a long time. It's one thing, Curly from City Slickers. I'm a big fan of WebAssembly, and I've been a big fan of WebAssembly for a few years now. And the thing that I'm waiting for the server-side WebAssembly is socket network capabilities, being able to read and write over TCP. And that's not there yet, but it's been this close for a long time. And the second that I can use WebAssembly server-side with network I/O, I'm going to start poking around and saying, let me build a WebAssembly module that can talk to Redis, because I think that would be cool. And now I've got a second thing that falls in that category of I'm going to watch this for a little while and see how long it takes for the .NET capability or the net capabilities to be fully implemented, so that I can do. I want to talk to Redis with this thing. It feels sort of that has that same tantalizing, so close but so far away quality that WebAssembly does for me when it comes to talking to Redis. Yeah, that's really annoying that that's not fully implemented yet. I wonder how. I wonder how some of the other stuff is working though, because it is clearly doing networky things. It's not just not using the Node Net library. Is there another library I could use? Well, there you go. Ask and you shall receive, right? Yeah, WebAssembly. It's got file I/O in it to a certain extent, and but it doesn't do socket I/O yet. It's almost there. For the server side stuff, I mean, for the client side stuff, it's pretty capable. But yeah, I've actually got a video I did that got picked up by, I think it's the Coding Tech is the YouTube channel that takes content that's appropriately licensed from virtual and in-person talks and then funnels it down. And they published a video I did at a conference, and it's on WebAssembly that's been pretty popular. So if you are interested in WebAssembly, that's a good video to check out. If I do say so myself. So, but yeah, well, darn it. I feel like this might be we might be wrapping up here. I've been going about an hour, and we've at least looked at Bun. I mean, it is really fast. I mean, it's very snappy. My MacBook's fairly powerful, but it's older. Just for context for everyone who's watching, I do not have one of the cool new M1s. This is I got a MacBook Pro, but it's pretty beefy MacBook Pro. It's just a couple of years old. 8-core i9 processor with 32 gigs of RAM. Should be more than capable machine for what I'm doing here in JavaScript. But yeah, is there any other Bun packages that aren't being that is there any other way to do like net somehow? I mean, is there? I mean, I can do let's do a fetch. Let's see if we can do a fetch. Because I saw that as an example on Bun's website, where we call fetch, and then HTTP colon. So there's an example. I should be able to console.log fetch. Yeah. Obviously, this is kind of nice actually having fetch on server side. Let's go with Redis.io. Let's see what that does. That did indeed do a thing. Cool. So we can do server-side IO. I mean, we can do fetch. We can hit like RESTful APIs very easily now. This is actually pretty tidy. But if I go to like localhost 6379, that's not going to work because there's no web server listening there. So, well, I think yeah. There are some libraries that people have made that are HTTP proxies that sit in front of Redis. Generally, we've sort of considered those to be anti-patterns internally because the reason people want to do that is they want to be able to access their database directly from their web browser, from the client's web browser. And that's almost always a mistake. You want a layer of software between you and your data from the browser. You don't want to just let users have access to the database through script or not. But I probably could find one of those and get it to talk to Redis on my behalf. Let's try that. That sounds kind of fun and stupid. I think it's Redis HTTP client. What was that library called? WebDis. That was what it was called. WebDis. I do not recommend using this in any production environment. I haven't used it before. I mean, maybe it's fine. There's always an exception to every rule. I don't want to be super negative and pick a tech stack out on stream here, but it's a simple HTTP server which forwards commands to Redis and sends a reply back using a format of your choice. Is there like a brew install for this thing or something? Or do I have to call make? Well, I mean, they do acknowledge it. Because some Redis commands can write data, exposing WebDis to clients on the web might not be a good idea. You think? There is an ACL system, however, that will let you manage that. And so you could lock those down. Let's do something crazy here. So I'm going to do we're going to install WebDis. Blown in there already. It's cloning it, allegedly. Oh, there's a Docker image. Yeah, of course there is. That would probably be easier. Because the cloning is going slow. It doesn't, isn't that supposed to be like quick? ls. I'm having issues. I'll find the Docker Hub image. Docker Hub web dis. There we go. That is way better, Captain Codeman. You're always there helping me out. I appreciate it. Now, is that going to go to a does it have its own it does. I'm wondering how this is going to talk to my Redis. PS. So there is WebDis running. There is my Redis running. Does it have a Redis embedded in it already, or is it? Have we set this so that it can access the host's network? Let's just hit localhost. 7379. And then, okay. And then we'll just do a curl. Now let's do keys star. Keys slash star. Get. Maybe. Set foo bar. Get foo. Okay, that's working. Cool. Let me see if that is hitting my instance of Redis, which seems unlikely. Yeah, so it's got its own embedded version of Redis. Okay. Well, yeah, we could call fetch with this pretty easily, I think. So if we go in here and we could go to, let's go to this code here. Index dot. We could do fetch http /localhost 7379/get/foo. And then the fetch needs more than that, but that did hit it. There's a how do I get the body back? Const response equal to that. Request foo.json like this. And then this will get me the JSON back. Let's try that. That is, no. Wait. That didn't do anything. this. Probably do a bunch of client side. Yeah, the weight just hangs there though. But it worked that time. It's different. Cool. Well, we talked to it through WebDis. I don't know that that's much of an accomplishment. But we did successfully talk to Redis, so there's that. I know, right? I'm having the same phenomenon. I was like, what was different? Nothing was different. I wonder if there was just, I've been having a lot of weird network issues locally. I wonder if it was a network hiccup. Yeah. Well, Whiskey Tango Foxtrot indeed. So, well, I think I'm going to call the stream there. That was kind of a fun little exploration into Bun. I do, like I was saying earlier, I think Bun is worth checking out. Anything that is promising to make JavaScript faster makes me happy because I like JavaScript, and it's got native TypeScript in it, so you don't have to transpile your TypeScript, which I think kicks all kinds of butt. That's quite fantastic. And it also got the native React JSX compiler stuff as well, so you can just treat that as code. So yeah, go check it out. And as soon as you get it to talk to Redis, tweet at me and let me know. So otherwise, I think we're going to wrap this up. Anyone got any last minute questions before we wrap up the stream? So I'll sit here and you know, I got to talk a little bit too because there's lag, so I got to fill the gap. But if anyone's got any last minute questions, it can be about anything. It doesn't have to be about Bun and Node Redis and stuff. It could be about anything Redis related that you really got a dying urge to ask me, and I might even know the answer. So it can even be about my beard. I don't care. And before you ask, it took me about 10 years to grow the beard. So, and Guy is my real name. So, but otherwise, if not, then I'm going to go ahead and call it a stream, and I will see you all next week. I think let's see if maybe we can do a raid here. How many people? We've got 7 people watching on Twitch. We'll find another channel to raid here. See if someone's doing something cool. If you're watching on YouTube, raiding is what you do on Twitch to sort of dump all your viewers on another channel that's streaming at the same time. And so it's a good way to grow your channel, actually. So, and that's right, Captain Caveman, something quantum. And I plan on having a good weekend. It may involve wiring my house with electricity and not dying. So, and thank you too, Mefalich. And just to put him on the spot here a little bit, Mefalich is very active on our Discord server and goes around asking answering lots of questions. And so I've thanked you before. I'm going to thank you again for doing that. And yeah, so he's a cool guy. So yeah, maybe next week I will work on Redis-Ome. I've been doing some work on Redis-Ome to add there's a much demanded feature, a much requested feature. It's in big demand to add nested entities. And so I'm tackling that, and I have been for a while. And what I've discovered is the whole entity concept kind of gets in the way of nesting it. And it's like, well, I'm saving JSON to Redis anyhow, and it's JavaScript. And so I'm actually working to get rid of the whole idea of entities altogether and just let you deal with raw JavaScript objects, which I think would be a more natural way to do it in Node. And potentially Bun. So that's what we've got going. That's where that's at. So expect big changes. We'll release that under the plan is to release that under the Redis library package owner organization on NPM. So it won't break any existing users, but it will have some breaking changes, and we'll call that version 1.0. So you heard it here first. This is what I'm working on right now. So and cheers, Mefalich. And hello and goodbye. Thanks a lot, everyone, and I will see you next time. Let's find someone to raid. Okay, no one is live, but that's probably not true. No one is live. That the Redis YouTube Twitch account is following. Let me go to twitch.tv/Guy Royce and see who I follow that might be streaming. And it looks like C# Fritz is streaming. We could raid him. Let's do that. C# Fritz. He is streaming right now, so let's go see what Fritz is doing. He's always doing cool stuff. .NET stuff, but cool stuff nonetheless. Here we go. Okay, so 7 viewers are ready to raid. Get ready to raid in 1 second. Raiding now. Yes, yes. Here we go. See y'all later. Bye.